Is it? I think so. Okay. There we go. Is that gonna work there? I think so. Oh boy. Oh boy. Okay. Looks like we're live. Been a whole very, very long time since oh boy. Okay. Since we have gone live like this, so I just had to make sure. Hello. We are live streaming from my, what do they call that? A Chromebook? I haven't done this since over a year ago when I started this channel here. And the the quality of the video, as you can tell, is definitely not great. But I'll tell you real quick why why we're doing this today. Because today's my day off, and so I decided not to have like my alarm in the morning. I'll just kind of have a slow start to my day. What time is it where I am right now? 12:30 Central Standard Time, basically. I just woke up. I just got up. Something about dreams, something about mugwort, and it was important. And so it just is what it is. I did say that we might do some live readings today, and I have some plans with my mom, and so that's going to be a change of plans here this evening. I will be meeting y'all for free live tarot readings tomorrow morning at like 8 a.m. I'll put a post up so you can remember. But yeah, I just kind of had to go with the flow with that today. And when I woke up, I was like, oh, well, I was supposed to do a sacred sites reading in the morning. And this is the last few minutes of morning. I mean, I guess if you're on brunch time. So I better get started on that. And I grabbed my phone and I realized I had like 10% battery somehow. So that wasn't going to work. And I have plans, as I said, this evening. And so we're just making things work whatever way we can right now. And before I grab the Sacred Sites card that we'll be reading from today, this dream that came together for this message was very funny. It was a couple of different things that I will work backwards from by describing the scene first and then explaining how they all came together afterwards, as I do, So imagine this woman, maybe in her mothering years, and like a bear in the forest with like a little picnic blanket, and all around them they have all of these tostadas and enchiladas and tacos and tortas and like all these different foods. And then they have like some durian and like some imagine a food or a fruit or a vegetable or something that you've never seen before in your life, and you would look at it and your brain would just break and you're like, I don't really know what it is I'm looking at here. That. So imagine this woman and this bear set up at this little picnic in the woods, and along with that imagery, the the words were, feel the fear and do it anyway. I often will come across to some people, I guess, as kind of fearless in certain situations. And I don't think that that's accurate for most people, honestly, most of the time. What it is, like bravery and courage, is just feeling the fear and doing it anyways, right? So obviously there's something very direct there about if you were a woman in the woods with a bear, you would probably be afraid. There may be some kind of reference to you'll know what I'm talking about without me even bringing it up if you need to know. Don't even, bears in woods. Yeah. In any case, well, I mean, let's go into it, I guess. Maybe maybe there is like a man, metaphorically or literally, who you are afraid of, and you should be bypassing that instinctual response, right? But, it's probably just more about the symbolism there with really the concept of feeling the fear and doing it anyways. Like, why you feel fear. You feel fear because you don't recognize something, you don't understand something, right? Generally. Like, think about that freaky fruit or whatever. Like, you're afraid of what you don't understand. But I mean, you might not understand the nature of a bear, you might not understand the nature of men, and that might scare you, right? That might give you that kind of bias. I always think that question that people ask is very interesting, because any answer is revealing a bias. Because in actuality, anything with a potential of danger has a potential of danger, and it's pretty equal, it's pretty even if you don't know the details of the circumstances. And we can make big broad generalizations to help us guide us through our lives, and that instinct and that memory, that's important, that's helpful, but it also becomes the blockage way between all kinds of things we want to create in the world. And that is what makes human beings different from all of the other animals, is that ability to see things that way, that bravery, that higher perspective. So it's like the woman here is the mother archetype, and the mother archetype is like the opposite of that instinctual, animalistic, like a man baby or a bear, are just driven by instinct and this wild, crazy, like, also think of a baby or a child that's just having a tantrum and screaming and crying. You like hold all of this fire, this ferocity, this potentially dangerous, it's like you're diffusing a bomb, and it's powerful and it's useful sometimes in certain circumstances, but you have to maintain a perspective that is beyond this instinctual, fear-based, animalistic response, because you're dealing with this fear-based, animalistic response in these beings around you that you have to, manage. You have to make sure that you keep everybody safe, and that, yourself, your children, the man, the bear, everybody in this situation, you have to be able to keep them safe without having these egoic reactions to things and having these instinctual reactions to things, without checking yourself, without seeing your bias, without seeing the things that are preventing you from just like absolutely being the adult in the room. and being capable of taking a potentially harmful, dangerous situation and like turning it around and allowing for like healing and equanimity and everything to work out in a way that works for everybody. The ability to do that requires you to put your ego on the shelf. So that's what it is to be a man. That is what it is to be a leader. That is what it is to be a woman, the mother, is to be able to put your ego on the shelf, to be able to maintain that calm and that focus and that productive perspective in the midst of intense instinctual and emotional reactivity and things, holding potential danger. And then there's also all of these foods representing the fact that if you take something that is the same ingredients, and the cheese and the meat and the beans and the flour and you just keep putting it into different shapes and different orientations, you look at it, maybe you've had tacos before, but you've never had enchiladas before, and you really burn out on tacos and they make your stomach hurt. And then you look at the enchiladas and you're like, that's cool and new and exciting, and I'm going to try something different. I'm going to try something else. And so you go and you try those enchiladas, but then it's all those same ingredients that didn't agree with your system in the first place. And when they hit your stomach and you start to really digest the reality of what it is that you engaged in, you realize it's not you trying something new and different. It's not bravery. It's not courage. It's actually just a repeated experience that changed its face, changed its image, changed its mask. And that is enticing you into believing it's a new experience, but it's not. And so when you have new ingredients that you've never seen before, they may agree with your system more, but they'll also trigger a fear response in a lot of people, disgust, a confusion, and those things don't mean like that those foods are going to be a poor decision for your body. They might be the best decision for your body, but if you allow that fear to take over your thinking and to use these black and white thinking, broad generalization, pattern recognition things to guide your behavior, you're not being the adult in the room. And at that point, you're not a co-creator, you're a child at the whim of the universe and the things going on around you before you learn to take your spiritual, emotional intelligence and like integrate it into your body and your actual experience here on earth, from learning from the people and the experiences around you and figuring out how to channel that energy through your physical reality. And we get there eventually, but that's what children are in the beginning. They're so disoriented having their spirits put into a physical body here. It takes a long time and a lot of work to develop and gain that perspective of learning how to be the adults in the room. And so that is the message. Feel the fear and do it anyway. The message for whoever is gathered here today is grow up. And drop the sugar coating, Okay, so I am going to light this little heart chakra incense with the saffron and the rose and whatever else may be in there. I didn't actually look. I just felt called to it today. And I do have all kinds of things to get to. So we are just going to read through whatever comes through and probably not grab any clarifiers for it. Oh, here we are. Okay. Sacred sites. Hello. Welcome to Kai Chi Alchemy. You can call me Katchi. This is a space of love, y'all. Welcome or welcome back. Thank you for showing up. Thank you for co-creating community with us. Thank you for all of those likes, shares, and subscribes, all of the engagement. It's very helpful. Excuse me. Spirit, what messages have we got for this collective here today? What messages do we have for the collective here, gathered here today? There's so much green on the table. Heart. Yeah, making decisions. The mother archetype is the heart, right? Holy child, Holy Spirit, Holy Father, Holy Mother. And the mother and the father do see things from, the mother and the spirit do see things from a higher perspective, in a manner of speaking. And we all have the mother and the spirit within us. The heart is kind of like the entryway of that higher perspective into the physical world. Oh, what was that chapter we were reading last night? Women are goddesses. Giza. Well, I think that was kind of their perspective there, right? Weren't they kind of polytheistic? Had a lot of goddess worship. Had a lot of priestesses doing interesting things. Yeah. And then we had the Ankh here, which arguably is a nod to women's genitalia and the heart and the womb. And, so I will definitely take a good picture of this and post that up so that you guys can maybe get any downloads from it that you would like. Egypt or Egyptian culture, or, something about that may be particularly relevant to you right now. I am particularly noticing all the blues in this card, and one of those blues is the blue lotus flowers. So that may be a confirmation for you, or a recommendation and advice for something that would be useful for you to engage in. You can brew it into tea. They used to soak it in wine, I think, or soak wine and blue lotus. Well, yeah, soak them together. Soaking? Something about the ex-Mormon community, perhaps. Or the current Mormon community. But yeah, blue lotus, you can also smoke it. You can put it in a little satchel in your pillow. That's normally what I would do with this mugwort, but we were in a hurry today. So I just grabbed the whole freaking thing because it needed to be with us today. So blue lotus and mugwort, blue and green. Spirit and the mother. Cool. I love this so far. We're just going to get straight into this Giza card. And it would be located where? Coming from the east, Giza, Egypt, page 106. Please let me know if you can in the chat how the audio is doing, because I have not used this method of streaming for over a year, as I said. So you could not even hear anything I'm saying right now. 1919 on the clock. When I looked up at the timer, I saw that it said 1919, and I swear it just time dilation. It felt like I was looking at that 1919 on the timer for 5-10 seconds, but it was obviously one, right? Probably. Who's to say? Energy, focus, unification, unifying the mother and the spirit, bringing the mother back to the spirit, bringing the mother back to the center, bringing the sun and the father back into the mother, back into the center of the community, of the society, of the temple, of the connection to the spiritual world. Location, Cairo, Egypt. So in the lower world, in the past, related to your past, are you drawn to the prospect of life eternal? Does the Ankh on this card speak to you? This most ancient power symbol holds the code of the origins of the primordial deities and will open a doorway into the mystery systems. Deep below the Giza plateau, an ancient hall is said to contain the records of the lost civilization of Atlantis. You are invited to delve beneath the surface, to travel through time to the place where the mysteries of the universe await you, with the Ankh as your guardian. How much of your past have you cut off? Are the rifts in your life really beyond repair? Are you separating yourself from others, and why? Use your heart as your eyes, as it will lead you through the darkness. For you are finally ready to decode the riddles of life and reclaim the mastery of your spiritual self to become one in mind, body, and soul. I feel like that could be an oracle card all on its own. 222 on the timer. Okay, so in the middle world, in the present position, it says, when you gaze at the Sphinx, what are you really seeing? Over the millennia, the head has been eroded and does not now appear as it once did. History says the pyramids were built by thousands of enslaved humans, but is that really so? Even now, the technology involved in the construction of the pyramids cannot be replicated. Are we being deceived? Who really built them and why? Maybe you are fed up with the deception in your own life. Do you wish for a relationship built on truth and trust rather than on vague promises and fabrications? It's time for you to stop taking everything at face value and become aware of what's happening around you. You don't need to accept blindly all that you're told. Look to uncover underlying reasons for motives, words, and gestures, for this is where the truth resides. This is the platform to build the strong and honest relationships you seek. It's not what it looks like, it's what it feels like. It's not what it sounds like, it's what it feels like. Upper world, potential. The Egyptian goddess Isis and her consort Osiris hold the energy of the universe between them, embodying the mother and father, the sister and brother, the lovers of all that is. They present to you the sun in all its glory to give you power to solidify what matters in this life. When you look at the fiery red of the sun, feel its passion and strength as you flourish in its rays of light. From this luminosity, grows the everlasting love between Isis and Osiris. Theirs is a story of triumph over differences, of coming together in union to fulfill the highest purpose of divine will, to seed and birth creation. They invite you to recognize your strengths as well as your challenges, to uncover your divine feminine and divine masculine aspects, acknowledging your shadow self as well as your resplendent side will bring about the balance you've been seeking in order to become whole again. And the ceremony of sacred unification is offered here as your action step advice. 22:55 on the clock. Oh, 25:55 on the clock. That's blue, right? Okay. So take a little cozy spot, take a deep breath into your belly, hold it there for a moment if you feel called. Feel your feet on the ground or your sits bones or your back or whatever is touching the ground, assuming you are. Maybe onto the base, the foundation, the floor of your treehouse, if this does not apply to you. All right, here. Make a shrine by placing a candle, incense, Egyptian musk, amber, or sandalwood, Egyptian artifacts, and the card onto a table. I will definitely post a picture. Light the candle and incense and bring your focus to the top of the card. Notice Isis and Osiris merging together, uniting compassion and strength. And bring that energy into your heart center. Now, look at the sun on the card. Bring its energy into your heart. Let your masculine and feminine qualities surface and be recognized equally. Then infuse this energy with that of the sun. Breathe in as you feel the sacred union. Then expand that whole energy out into the auric field that surrounds your body until the energy is fully integrated. To heal a damaged relationship, perform the ceremony as above, focusing on yourself and the other person in place of Isis and Osiris. Pull through the other person's energies to you, build the balance between you, and when you are ready, unite with the sun power. That was by far my favorite oracle card we have ever pulled from that deck. So much fun. I have not even given a second thought to Egyptian things for so long, but perhaps if this message is resonating with you today, that would be something useful for you to take a look at, think about. And yes, here's this card so you can see a little bit more up close. And I will post a picture of it up on my page so that y'all can take a moment together, you know? All right. Can I do it? No. It's okay. Everything's a little wonky right now, but we're gonna find the balance. If we seek the unification, we shall find the yoke, the union, the yoga. It may take some ceremony. It may take some time. It may take some fresh perspective. But we will find unification if we seek it with faith. Love, light, peace, and personal responsibility. I love y'all so much. I hope you have a great rest of your a great rest of your whatever time it is, wherever you are in the cosmos, on the earth, in the world. Thank you for joining us today, and I will see you next time. Boop.